What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today what I have for you guys is the official Haunting trailer. This actually got posted by Call of Duty just a couple minutes ago, and this is everything that you need to know about it. I'm going to showcase the trailer. We're also going to talk about all the details, going to break it down and cover all the brand new content that we're going to be getting with this brand new Haunting event update. But if you find today's video helpful or informative, consider hitting that subscribe button. The majority of our viewers are not yet sub, so I'd appreciate if you guys would hit that sub button. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's get into it. So this is the current trailer that we have as of right now. It's around 2 minutes 30 seconds. It's actually one of Call of Duty's better trailers in my opinion. It's not actual footage and actual gameplay shown the entire time. They do showcase that a little bit towards the end, but it's right now just mainly a cinematic trailer. They're showcasing how the Haunting event started in the first place. They're showcasing the brand new locations, the new map, all the different things that are going to be coming in with the Haunting event in itself. But this is the trailer that we have as of right now so far. A lot of the crossover skins are being shown here. For example, they showed Spawn, they showed Lilith, which just dropped in the store the other day. They show Ash Williams, they also show Alucard, and these are all characters that I believe were summoned through this little portal thing that they did in the beginning. But along with them being summoned, some other things ended up escaping and getting out into the map, such as the zombies that you see running around, all these characters that they are defeating. They also end up showcasing the brand new Pumpkin Operator skin. They showcase like the dark areas in the background. As you can see how the map looks a little bit darker. It's cloudy, it's foggy, it just has moonlight on it, which is the red blood moon that we ended up seeing in the very beginning of the trailer. It's pretty much just an entire showcasing of what the map updates look like. They also showcase some of the bosses. For example, the swamp creature is shown, the pharaoh is also shown as well. Then they show their spawn locations where they're going to be available during the event. So at the swamps, the marshland area for the Al Mazrah map is going to be where the swamp creature is. You see that there's a tomb. Obviously, that's where the pharaoh is going to be. And then towards the end of the trailer, you end up going back to the spot that we originally started in. And then you end up seeing something happen, which someone ends up coming out once again. And this is going to be one of the major bosses that we're going to be seeing in Von Dead as well as Al Mazrah. And as you see here, it's the Butcher. He ends up just aggressively popping up. This is just one of the creatures that wasn't meant to be released, and he ends up being released, and boom, now we have a brand new boss. But this is the trailer that we ended up getting. This is like a little showcasing, and then now let's like sort of break it down and talk about the new location. So first off, the tomb location, which was I believe an underground entrance for Cachet Complex, is going to be the center of this whole area where this whole thing ended up starting. It looks like that's where they went to start the ritual in the first place, which they showed in like the first second of the trailer. You see them heading inside, and then once they get in there, end up doing a ritual. They make like a summoning circle, sort of like an altar. Now the thing is, we know that there's going to be an altar of Lilith, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be this one. It's going to be a completely separate one, which is going to transport you into a different location. That wasn't actually shown in this trailer. It was shown in the intro cinematic of season 6, so that could potentially be its own separate altar entirely, and maybe that's like for the Butcher, because apparently he might be in like a different area in itself. But other than that, as you keep playing into the trailer, after you find out Spawn got summoned through this and they introduce him, you see that there is a ghost train, and this is one of the bosses that you have to fight. It's pretty much a skull with a bunch of fire lit up on it, and then it's moving at a fast speed. Now, in order to defeat this, because obviously it's not a regular boss, it's going to have a sort of like a heart in the center of the train itself, and you're going to have to go and grab that and destroy that, and that's usually how you're going to be able to defeat it. That's what they mentioned on how to defeat it in terms of how you complete the challenges. But you see Ash Williams also go in there, so you see that like the train is sort of like its spine. You see like bones at the very top, and then you also see there's a bunch of zombies just sitting inside of there. And then going on to the next thing, you see that Lilith is also fighting these zombies or these creatures. You can't really tell exactly where it's at, so it doesn't really give us too much information. We know that Lilith is a brand new operator, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But then it's literally shown for only one frame, but you can sort of see the map from above, and you also see what the helicopter looks like. That also got an update, and it says death is coming. The front of it looks completely different. Obviously the paint looks like it's been scratched off or removed, and then at the bottom, when you look at the names, rather than like the typical standard color that they had there, it's like now a red bloodish type of color. The entire map is just covered in fog. It's completely dark, and that's what you see from that frame in itself. And then there's also other smaller frames here and there that you see. One of them shows the zombie in the train. This might be the train in Vondel, and it looks like it's a crawler, so maybe crawlers are going to be back here. So if you shoot their legs off, they're going to end up crawling in this sort of way that this guy does. And then they end up showcasing the brand new Pumpkin Pro Pack, which not too interesting, not too crazy. And then you skip in and you jump in. This is now Von Dead. There's zombies running around. You see Alucard at the top of the train, and this is what the map looks like. Once again, foggy, dark, all the lights are on. This is pretty much the only way you're getting light is from these little lampposts that they have right here. And then it jumps to Alucard's point of view, where you can actually see what it will look like when you're in the game, and as a player, what it'll look like for you. And there's just zombies running at you at the top. The map is still dark. It looks nice. And then they showcase his little finishing move. Then you go on, and then there's even more map locations just being shown entirely. They end up showing the soul weapon that you're going to be able to get from the Vault Edition, which also has tracer effects on it. And then they show some new content with the zombies, because many players are going to be able to turn into zombies with the Zombies Royale, and you're going to have like superpowers and different types of powers and abilities. And one of them is being able to jump, and that's pretty much what they ended up showcasing there. So you're running around chasing people, trying to eliminate them, and then they show your point of view of you trying to get them for like a split second, which it shows you in the zombie point of view. So you running, trying to chase and grab someone over by the graveyard, and then once you take them down, that's like, I guess, the animation. And then going on, they end up showcasing the different type of bosses that we have. The first one being shown at Mausa Marsh, which is going to have like sort of like an egg. I guess you're going to try and go and get that. And then there's going to be the swamp creature protecting it. After that, they end up showing the Pharaoh. It looks like he's being summoned out of a coffin, and then he comes out, and this is what he looks like. It's obviously going to be probably in the same area. It looks like the same area where we ended up doing the ritual in the first place. And then there's a small ritual location that they also show for like a tiny split second. That could potentially be the evil spirits bosses. Obviously, you see like the altar. Maybe that's the altar of Lilith that we were talking about earlier, but they don't really show any person, but it just shows like this little location. And then after that, you go on, and then it ends up showing the, I think this is for the UFO, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a random floating sphere, and then that's above the shipwreck area. And it's sort of like it's electrocuting, throwing shock waves, and Skeletor is over by that area as well. And then and then that's pretty much it that it ends up showcasing. And then it goes back to show us Butcher being summoned, and Butcher's also going to be a boss, but they don't end up showing his location. They don't end up showing where you're going to be able to meet him at. They just show him spawning in. His spot is probably going to be the craziest in the entire map out of all of them. We did see this like weird location, which I believe might be available in Diablo. I saw it in the intro cutscene for Season 6. I ended up seeing it in the Lilith trailer as well. And it's like a weird looking castle. If you play Diablo, you probably know what it is. I don't, so I'm not exactly sure what it is. But it looks like a completely different area or realm. And I think that's where the Butcher most likely is going to be, just based on how they've shown that so many different times in the past, based on all like the haunting teasers and things that we've seen. But what are your thoughts and opinions on this event? Do you think that this is actually looking good? Do you think that this is going to be a really good event? And do you think that this is going to be something that can carry us on from now all the way up until the release of MW3? Because MW3 doesn't release for almost a month, and we're going to need something to keep us enjoyed and entertained until then. And do you think the haunting event would be able to do that? But anyways, that's all that I got for you guys in this one. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been your boy Trizzle. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys again. Peace.